Welcome to my channel. 3 ordinary looking 1-cent coins, but what if one of them is hiding a story most people never notice? Take a closer look. In the world of coin collecting, even a small detail can turn a common penny into something collectors search for every day. These 3 United States 1-cent coins have traveled through different years, different pockets, and different moments in history. Now the question is, are they just everyday coins, or could one of them be more special than it appears? Drop your guess in the comments and tell me which coin you think is the most valuable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more amazing coin discoveries. See you in the next video. A tiny copper-colored coin. No bigger than a thumb. No louder than a whisper. Yet hidden inside this small piece of metal is a story that traveled through one of the most fascinating periods in American history. Today, we uncover the mystery of the 1978 United States 1-cent coin. But before you decide it's just another ordinary penny, stay with me until the end, because this coin witnessed a world that was changing faster than ever before. Slowly. Imagine the year 1978. The streets of America were filled with classic cars. Radios played popular songs across busy cities. Families gathered around television sets every evening. And while millions of people focused on the future, billions of pennies were quietly being created inside the United States Mint. Among them was the 1978 Lincoln cent. At first glance, it looked familiar. On the front stood Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. A face known by generations. A symbol of unity, determination, and leadership. But this coin was about more than Lincoln. It was about the journey that followed. Fresh from the mint, the penny began its adventure. Perhaps it landed inside a bank vault. Maybe it was handed to a cashier. Or maybe it slipped into the pocket of a young child buying candy after school. Nobody knows exactly where each coin traveled. That is where the mystery begins. Every scratch on a coin tells a story. Every mark represents a place it has been. Every worn edge hints at a journey through time. The year 1978 was significant. The United States was experiencing economic challenges. Inflation was affecting everyday life. Prices were rising. Families worked hard to stretch every dollar. And while people worried about larger issues, the humble penny remained part of daily transactions. 1 cent. A value so small that many people ignored it. Yet millions of these coins changed hands every single day. Imagine the scenes. A penny dropped into a restaurant cash register. Another used to buy a newspaper. Another forgotten beneath a couch cushion. And somewhere among them was this 1978 coin. Traveling. Waiting. Surviving. Years turned into decades. The 1980s arrived. Technology advanced. New generations grew up. Many pennies disappeared forever. Some were lost in parks. Some fell into rivers. Some vanished into old jars stored in dusty attics. But a surprising number survived. The 1978 penny continued its silent journey through history. Slowly passing from one owner to another. Watching the world transform. Then came the 1990s. Computers entered homes. The internet began changing communication. The world became more connected than ever before. Yet the small penny still remained. Simple, reliable, familiar. Its design hardly changed. Its purpose stayed the same. But collectors had started paying closer attention. They knew that every year of production had its own story. Its own minting numbers. Its own unique characteristics. The 1978 Lincoln cent was struck primarily at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Together, billions were produced. Because of these large numbers, most examples remain common today. But condition changes everything. A heavily worn coin may be worth only face value. Yet a beautifully preserved example can attract collector interest. And then comes the real suspense. Errors. The hidden treasures of coin collecting. Throughout history, minting mistakes have fascinated collectors. A tiny error can transform an ordinary coin into a prized discovery. People began searching through jars, boxes, and old collections. Looking carefully. Examining dates. Checking mint marks. Hoping to uncover something unusual. Many searched for rare treasures. Most found ordinary coins. But every collector knows one important truth. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. That possibility keeps the excitement alive. Imagine finding a 1978 penny that spent decades untouched inside a forgotten collection. Protected from wear. Protected from damage. Its surface is still glowing, its details still sharp. For collectors, that moment feels like opening a time capsule. A direct connection to 1978. A surviving witness from another era. Now picture the incredible journey of a single coin. Minted in 1978. Carried through the final years of the 20th century. Surviving recessions. Witnessing technological revolutions. Passing through countless hands. And eventually arriving here, in front of you. That is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. It is not just about money. It is about stories, history, mystery, and survival. Every coin carries memories that cannot be written in books. The 1978 1-cent coin may appear ordinary. Yet it has traveled farther than many people realize. Across cities, across generations, across decades, and even today, somewhere in a pocket, drawer, or collection album, another 1978 penny continues its journey. Waiting for someone to notice it. Waiting for someone to ask where it has been. Waiting for someone to uncover its story. So the next time you see a penny, don't look at it as spare change. Look at it as a survivor. A silent witness to history. A small piece of metal carrying nearly half a century of memories. And perhaps, just perhaps, the next great coin discovery is already resting in someone's hand, waiting to be found. There are moments in history that seem ordinary, until years later, when we realize they were part of something much bigger. The year was 1997. The world was standing on the edge of a new millennium. Technology was advancing, the internet was beginning to enter homes. And deep inside the United States Mint, millions of small copper-colored coins were rolling off powerful machines. Among them was a single 1997 Lincoln 1-cent coin. At first, it looked no different from the others. Simple, small, almost invisible in a world focused on bigger things. But sometimes the smallest objects carry the longest stories. Freshly struck at the mint, the penny gleamed under bright lights. Its surface was flawless, its details sharp. Abraham Lincoln's portrait stood proudly on the front, just as it had for generations. No one could know where this coin would travel. No one could imagine the journey that awaited. Slowly, the coin left the mint and entered circulation. It may have started its life in a bank. Perhaps it was placed into a cash register. Or maybe it became part of a child's pocket money. The mystery begins here. Because every coin has a path. A route known only to time itself. This tiny penny could have crossed cities. Passed through busy stores. Traveled in wallets, purses, and pockets. Each owner adding another chapter to its story. In 1997, America was changing rapidly. Computers were becoming more common. Mobile phones were appearing in more hands. The economy was growing. People were excited about the future. Yet through all those changes, the humble penny remained constant. Small, reliable, always present. Day after day, transaction after transaction, the coin moved forward. Then came the unexpected. One rainy afternoon, perhaps it slipped from someone's pocket. Maybe it rolled beneath a car seat. Maybe it disappeared into a forgotten drawer. For months, even years, the penny could have remained hidden, waiting silently in darkness, watching time pass. This is where the suspense grows. Many coins are lost forever. Some are thrown away. Others are damaged beyond recognition. Yet somehow, this penny survived. The years continued to move forward. The year 2000 arrived. People celebrated the new millennium. Technology exploded across the world. The internet connected millions of lives. Old habits disappeared. New inventions changed everything. But the 1997 penny continued its journey, quietly surviving while the world transformed around it. Think about that for a moment. A coin created before smartphones existed. Before social media dominated daily life. Before streaming videos and digital payments. Yet here it is today. Still telling its story. Still carrying the marks of history. Every scratch represents a moment. Every worn edge tells of another adventure. Collectors understand this better than anyone. To them, a coin is more than metal. It is a witness, a traveler through time, and the 1997 Lincoln cent has seen plenty. As years passed, coin collectors became increasingly interested in examining old pennies. They searched for rare varieties, mint errors, exceptional condition, anything unusual that might separate one coin from millions of others. Boxes were opened, coin albums were examined, magnifying glasses revealed hidden details. And suddenly, pennies that people once ignored became objects of fascination. The 1997 Lincoln cent entered that world. A world where small details matter. Where history meets mystery. Where every coin could hold a surprise. Imagine finding a brilliant 1997 penny untouched for decades. Its original shine still visible. Its surface is still glowing. For collectors, that discovery feels like opening a forgotten treasure chest. Because coins preserve moments in time. They freeze history in metal. The 1997 penny represents an era of transition. A bridge between the old world and the digital age. A survivor from a time when cash ruled everyday life. And perhaps that is what makes it special. Not rarity, not value, but the story, the journey, the mystery of where it has been. Who carried it? Which cities did it visit? How many hands held it? How many stories did it silently witness? No one knows. And that uncertainty makes the adventure even more fascinating. Today, decades after it was minted, the 1997 1-cent coin remains a connection to the past. A reminder that history is not always found in museums. Sometimes it hides inside a coin jar, a desk drawer, or an old collection waiting to be rediscovered. And somewhere out there, another 1997 penny is still traveling. Still moving, still collecting stories, waiting for someone to notice it. Waiting for someone to ask questions. Waiting for someone to uncover the history hidden within a single cent. Because sometimes, the greatest stories are not told by kings, presidents, or famous heroes. Sometimes, they are carried by a small coin worth only 1 cent. A silent traveler from 1997. Still surviving, still mysterious, still unforgettable. What if the smallest coin in your pocket was carrying a story bigger than you could imagine? A story of time, a story of survival, a story hidden in plain sight. This is the journey of the 2002 United States 1-cent coin. A coin that millions of people overlooked. Yet one that quietly traveled through history. The year was 2002. The world was entering a new era. Technology was moving faster than ever before. The internet was becoming a part of daily life. People were looking toward the future. But inside the United States Mint, powerful machines continued producing one of America's most familiar coins. The Lincoln 1 cent. Freshly struck and shining brightly, the 2002 penny began its life. Its edges were sharp. Its details were perfect. Its surface reflected light like a tiny mirror. At that moment, it looked exactly like millions of other pennies. Ordinary, common, forgettable, or so it seemed, because every great story begins with something ordinary. Slowly, the coin left the mint and entered circulation. Perhaps it was delivered to a local bank. Maybe it was handed to a customer as change. Or perhaps it found its way into the pocket of someone who never noticed it. That is the mystery. Nobody knows where its journey truly began. The coin traveled through stores, restaurants, gas stations, and busy city streets. It passed through countless hands, each owner unknowingly becoming part of its story. Days became weeks, weeks became months, months became years, and still, the little penny continued moving. Then came an unexpected twist. At some point during its journey, the coin disappeared. Not forever, just long enough to create a mystery. Perhaps it slipped beneath a car seat. Perhaps it was forgotten inside an old jacket pocket. Perhaps it rested silently inside a dusty coin jar. Years passed. The world changed. But the coin remained hidden. Waiting. Silent. Patient. Outside, history continued to unfold. New technologies appeared. Social media transformed communication. Smartphones changed everyday life. The world moved faster and faster. Yet somewhere in the shadows, the 2002 penny remained untouched. Like a time capsule frozen in history. Then one day, the darkness ended. The coin was discovered once again. Maybe during a house cleaning. Maybe inside an old collection. Maybe by a curious collector searching through forgotten coins. For the first time in years, sunlight touched its surface. And suddenly, a forgotten penny became a connection to the past. This is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. Every coin has two values. Its face value. And its story value. The face value of the coin remained 1 cent. But its story had become priceless. Collectors understand this better than anyone. They know that coins are more than metal. They are witnesses. Witnesses to changing times. Witnesses to human history. Witnesses to moments long forgotten. The 2002 Lincoln cent represents a unique period in American history. A time when the old world and the new digital world met together. Cash was still king, but technology was beginning to reshape everything. This little penny quietly watched that transformation, and somehow survived it all. The scratches on its surface became evidence of its travels. The worn edges became proof of its journey. Every mark told a chapter. Every detail revealed another clue. Then came the search. Collectors across the country examined their pennies carefully, looking for rare varieties, searching for unusual features, hoping to uncover hidden treasures. Magnifying glasses appeared, coin albums opened, boxes filled with old pennies were searched one by one, and among them sat the 2002 penny, patiently waiting for someone to appreciate its journey, waiting for someone to tell its story. Perhaps that person is you. Because every collector begins with curiosity. Every discovery begins with a question. And every great collection begins with a single coin. Maybe even a penny. Today, more than 2 decades after it was minted, the 2002 1-cent coin continues to survive. It remains a reminder that history is all around us. Not just in museums, not just in books, but in everyday objects we often ignore. A simple coin, a small piece of metal, a silent traveler through time. And now we arrive at the final chapter. The ending of this journey. Or perhaps, the beginning of another. Because somewhere tonight, a 2002 penny may still be hiding in a drawer. Resting inside an old jar. Waiting inside a forgotten collection. Its story unfinished. Its mystery unsolved. Its next chapter still unwritten. And who knows? The next time you pick up a penny and look closely, you may not just be holding a coin. You may be holding a piece of history. A survivor from another time. A silent witness to a changing world. And perhaps, a story that has been waiting years for someone to finally tell it. The question is, will that someone be you?